children, let's take our seats.
Yeah, baby.
We'll do it live. F*** it.
Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Welcome to Tuesday in a godless universe. Yep. The audience is going crazy. The studio audience. All right, everyone, you can sit down. You can sit down. Yeah. Oh, oh, I don't know if you guys, so I don't buy French fries very often. And there's like the shoe fries, right? The ones, the little thin ones. So I buy them, and I got like a few left, but I didn't want to have very many because like carbs totally bloat me, right? That's why I shouldn't have bought the fries. So I put them in. I'm sure you guys have all had this happen to you. You got the air fryer, you take a scoop, you put it in, and then you kind of look at it, you think, well, there's not even a full portion left. So you kind of start putting it in and you realize, well, it's like 1.3 portions, but you cook it anyway. And then you eat them anyway. I mean, it's the worst food you could have. Anyway, I did that and I'm feeling fat, just feeling. Yeah. I'm never buying fries. Those frozen fries you put like, oh, there's some science in there that there's a reason why it makes you feel like crap. Well, I know it's probably highly processed garbage food, yes, but so it was this week is Underworld week. I always got to make sure I don't say underwear. It's Underwear week. Underworld week with Kate Beckinsale. So yesterday we did, and I think we had a good time doing it, reviewing the first Underworld. 2003. Great movie, great script. It was well done. So today we're doing Underworld Evolution. It's the second one, released in 2006. This is like, it's Kate Beckinsale week. Yeah, Underworld. Underworld is like one of the best. It's one of the best vampire, lycan, werewolf, series out there. Has a great protagonist, a great female protagonist. I mean, I don't want, not that there's many out there, but there's not many good female protagonists out there. And I haven't watched them for a few years, and I really enjoyed. I remembered why the first one was such a good one. Now, Evolution, the 2006 one that follows up on the first one. So as a screenwriter, I'm a screenwriter, and I've won numerous awards for the screenwriting, my screenplays. So I think I'm pretty good at taking a look and analyzing, the deep makeup of what the story is, how it's put together, and there are some issues. And I think I don't know if you remember Underworld Evolutions, but there are some serious issues that if you're interested in sort of understanding story, understanding why maybe one movie works and why one doesn't, I'm going to go through that in detail, and it's like 3 or 4 points. And when I tell you and you remember the movies, you're like, yeah, or you watched them recently, or you plan to watch them anytime soon. We also do it. So space.com, I don't know if you know space.com. I do a lot with space.com. And they released their top 10 sci-fi movies of all time. Not just of recent times. And there's some surprises on there. I mean, this is space.com, so you got to think space.com has got to know what they're talking about, right? Well, we're gonna find out. Traveling Lamp. Underworld was great. You're right. It was. Have you heard of the movie Indian Runner with Vigo? No, I love Vigo because Vigo is like one of those serious actors, right? Indian Runner. I haven't. I've heard of it because I do. I gotta write that down. That's a recommend. Traveling Lamp. Are you recommending that? Indian Runner. All right. And what the great thing about movies and things like that, it's an opinion-based thing, right? There is a science to story. There is a technical aspect. to stories. Some storytellers are better than others. There's a reason why Brian Cox and Neil deGrasse Tyson have sort of of course the GOAT of all time, Carl Sagan. They were storytellers. They knew how to get the average person interested and excited about the universe. I remember Carl Sagan when Cosmos came out in 1980. First show, I believe, was September 23rd, and the last show was December 21st. And I was playing hockey, and I remember a couple of times I had games on a Sunday night. And back then, when you missed a show, it's not like you could just stream it, right? These were the days of like vacuum tubes. You know, your dad had to go, like, Dad, how come the TV's not working? Well, I got to change a vacuum tube. That's in my lifetime. I remember that. Vacuum tubes. What I thought was so funny in Fantastic Four. Have you guys seen Fantastic Four? Imaginary Heroes 2. Amelia Hirsch, Sigourney Weaver, and Jeff Davis. Indian Runner. Okay. Yeah. I'll take a look. But in Fantastic Four, some of the world building was okay. The story was so terrible. And then they put these giant vacuum tube television sets right in these, like, these are like 500-foot vacuum TVs. I'm like, what? How does that happen? I don't care. Alternate universe, whatever. Where are you getting these giant vacuum TVs from? Like, I gotta get. That was one of the things I was kind of like, and one of the stupid science things was, I mentioned it once or twice on a previous show. If you're going to teleport the Earth, how many? Reed Richards was going to teleport the Earth. That was the. How are we going to defend against Galactus? Well, I'm going to teleport the Earth. Why don't you just get a antagonist that can't kick the ass of Thanos? Get a reasonable antagonist instead of one that eats worlds and wants your baby. I will never let Fantastic Four. 4 movies, I tell you. 4 Fantastic Four, and they're going to be now in the Avengers. Like, I mean, Sue Storm, right? I mean, she did, what's her name? The actress. She's awesome. She's awesome. Love her. But Underworld, yeah. So there's some really interesting, what I found from basic screenwriting mechanics. If any of you guys like story or screenwriting or getting into movies that way, we're gonna do that. Top 10 sci-fi movies. I got this shorts compilation. So one of the things I wanted to do tonight, actually, I had to scrub it. Like, last minute, 45 minutes before we're going live, I couldn't do something because of some copyright stuff that came up. I'm trying to work my way through. So I'm like, oh my God, this is fucking great. So but I was already working on something else. It was a shorts compilation of like robots and tech and things like that. I actually didn't finish it because typically you don't want to play music. You don't want to, acknowledge certain things about certain shorts. Well, I didn't do any of that. So we're going to do it anyway. And if it gets copyrighted, then I'll either just leave it as is or delete it out afterwards. I don't know. One of the two. On Christmas Eve, if you guys aren't doing anything on Christmas Eve, I'm going to be live. I'm going to try and do 4 hours on Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, 8 hours. I'm going to do 8 hours. Just shoot the poop for 8 hours. I'm sure I'll need a little break here and there. But Christmas Day, 8 hours. So if you are not doing anything on Christmas Day, I invite you to join me here on Godless Universe for some of the things I want to do, like a historical Jesus. I don't know if you guys know much about the historical Jesus, the real Jesus, right? The idea that, what kind of evidence is there that he's actually very little to no evidence that he actually existed. It's got to be. Oh, there's also an article. Do you guys know that time travels faster on Mars than it does on Earth? Did you know that? Ooh. A brisk applause. Yes, it does. So this is very interesting. This article just came up like in the middle of the day. Now, I mean, this isn't going to, it's not going to shatter anything or they're not going to include this in the next Doomsday movie or anything like that. But let me, I mean, it's kind of like just the headline is kind of interesting, right? But time travel, Mars. Can I share that? Thank you very much. So let's try and make that. How big can I go? There we go. So this is space.com. Probably one of my favorite websites for space technology, science, all that kind of stuff. Time travels faster on Mars than on Earth. And here's why. Now, no one's going to get younger, go to Mars. No one's going to get, actually, there you go. 1 hour ago, published 1 hour ago. You see that? 1 hour ago. A 3-body problem is extremely complicated. Now we're dealing with 4, the sun, Earth, the moon, and Mars. The heavy lifting was more challenging than I initially thought. I actually have not read this article. Okay, here we go. Time passes. Here we go. Time on Mars. Time passes on average 477 millionths of a second faster per day on Mars than on Earth, thanks to the impact of Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity. Scientists say that this will have repercussions for future navigation and communication networks that may span the inner solar system. 477 millionths of a second faster might actually affect us. Neil Ashby and, Binjuha Patla, hope I got that right, of NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology in the US, calculated the time discrepancy between Mars and Earth by considering the strength of gravity on Mars, which is 5 times weaker than on Earth, the velocity and eccentricity of the red planet's orbit around the sun, and the gravitational influence of not only the sun, but also Mars' nearest neighbor, Earth, and our moon. Mars' distance from the sun and its eccentric orbit make the variations in time larger, said Patla in a statement. A 3-body problem is extremely complicated. Now we're dealing with 4, the sun, Earth, the moon, and Mars. The heavy lifting was more challenging than I initially thought. I mean, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy when we're dealing with when 477 millionths of a second faster on Mars may have repercussions for future navigation and communication networks that may span the inner solar system. I guess you could imagine, like, guys, New Horizons. You know what? I should do a show on New Horizons. That's the one to Pluto. Do you guys remember when New Horizons, when we first got those pictures? Oh my God. Like, I think like half of the planetary scientists are like pitching a tent, like, I mean, that was, when it comes to space, planetary science, the universe, galactic, that was sexy, right? Like that was, and the pictures, the first time we ever saw pictures of Pluto, and they came in. I mean, Pluto was just amazing. I mean, if we could have a spaceship and just go, if you could go to Pluto and just hang out for an hour. I mean, you'd have to it's pretty cold out there. But just to check out the mountain ranges, check out it would be pretty amazing, right? To have this, my definition of heaven would be like having this spaceship and you could travel to all these planets anywhere in the universe and check out what's, the conditions on all of these, oh my God. I mean, the variance would be, absolutely, that would be, that's my definition of heaven, having one of those ships you just kind of like, I don't think we'll ever do interstellar travel, guys. I've done 3 or 4 videos on it. I don't think we will ever. I think the laws of the universe and the way it's structured absolutely prevent intelligent life from meeting. Absolutely does. There's so many problems, and that's probably doing a show just on that. Like even one of the videos that I've done, I did a video on why I think Mars is going to fail. You could take the microgravity, you could take the radiation, you could take the landing, the landing on Mars. I mean, what is it? Like almost 40% of all landings on Mars fail. It's like, oops. The parachute didn't work. Oh, shit. All right, well, we'll have to gather another crew, I guess. I don't know. Then you get there, and gravity is 30% of what it is on Earth. What does that do to a human body? We're not acclimated to 30% gravity. That's not what, you know. We are perfectly attuned to one planet, as far as we know, in the entire universe, and there's a 1 mile band around this blue little marble that we live on. Other than that, we're dead, right? We're dead. I don't think Mars is going to work out. The second someone perishes, it's going to be years of congressional this and that. Of course, you know, politicians do fucking nothing, right? Nothing gets done. I am not on one side or the other, although I'm kind of more on one side. Did you guys see now the European Space Agency now has a larger budget after the NASA cuts than NASA? I always say there's only one superpower. There's only one superpower that exists for human beings, and that is science. Science is the only superpower. Science should be front and center in schools. Science should be front and center in, just like, okay, that's, boy, some of you guys really like science. Science should be like that should, you know, just like, I mean, Chinese students, India students, why does India produce so many engineers? I mean, North America is kind of in trouble, right? Okay, you know what? I want to do the top 10. Are you ready for it? The top 10, based on space.com. Top 10 sci-fi movies of all time, motherfucker. Yeah, all time. You know who I love in the first Underworld movie? What was that? The Lycan, that big guy, the big black dude. God, he was good. He's got that voice. Great guy. He's a great actor. He did freaking awesome. One of my favorite characters in that first Underworld movie. He was tough. He was mean. Oh man, perfect casting. Love that guy. Okay, let's do this. We are going to go. I'm going to share. If I would have shared right there, that would have been cheating. Okay, there we go, my friends. If you're ready, do I got some music I can play? Circus music? Why not? I got the copyright on this, so I'm not going to get copyright struck. I think the volume's okay, right? So, best sci-fi movies of all time, my friends. What do you think's number 10? Any guesses? Well, they're giving us some clues. And number 10, drum roll, please. Oh, Starship Troopers. Yeah, I mean, maybe. You guys see Starship Troopers? I liked Starship Troopers. It is like such a well-written movie in a way that is, I mean, it didn't do great in theaters, but it is definitely a classic cult hit, I guess you would call it, right? Number 9. Any guesses? Well, number 9, my friends. Avatar, we got a number 9. Release date December 18th, 2009. Maybe a controversial choice here, but the numbers don't lie. Avatar is famously the highest grossing film ever. Did you guys like Avatar? I did. The first Avatar is groundbreaking. The story was good. The science was good. That was very few people can make a movie like that. So, but anyway, Avatar at number 9. Oh, number 8, Akira. I don't know. What do you guys? I don't know. Wouldn't have been in my top 10. But they say a little more left field for sci-fi action is an animated cult hit Akira. Yes. Biker gang leader Shotaro Kaneda finds himself trying to help his childhood friend Tetsuo, who gets twisted up in a secret government project and acquires some unusual abilities. There you go. That is number 8, based on Space.com's top 10 sci-fi of all time. All time. Number 7, The Fifth Element. Yeah, could be. Could be. I mean, they have their... it's been a long time since I've seen The Fifth Element. Like, wow, such a long time. I would need to watch it again to refresh myself. But that was with, what's her name? The gal. Mila Jovovich? Is that her name? No, that's not her name, is it? I got, yeah, it is Mila Jovovich. Yeah. Gary Oldman, Chris Tucker, Bruce Willis. Great cast. Bruce Willis fronts this bizarre and brilliant epic from director Luc Besson. Yes, the guy who did Leon, the Professional. Willis plays Corbell Dallas, a soldier turned cab driver who finds himself an integral part of the world-saving mission when the superhero Lilu, Mila Jovovich, drops from the heavens into his cab. She looked good in that, right? She was, number 6, Inception. Did you guys like Inception? Some people didn't like it. I thought it was okay. Christopher Nolan movies can really, they could be a train that just runs off the track and just smashes things, right? Like sometimes you're like, okay, he's like maybe taking things. South Park did an episode on that, and it was like they were going, they were going into a dream. The firefighters come and they have to go into the dream. That was good. That was good South Park TV. Number 5. What do we got for number 5? Total Recall. The Arnold Schwarzenegger version. You could put it up there. Number 5 of all time? Number 5 of all time? I would have thought Minority Report. That's actually what I was thinking. I thought maybe Minority Report was number 5. That Minority Report felt number 5-ish. Another of Verhoeven's sci-fi successes, and one of my favorite sci-fi movies of all time, Total Recall, the original, not the remake, of course not. The remake, I don't know about the remake, is a slice of sci-fi action gold. It uses an excellent blend of practical effects and CGI to deliver a movie that feels of its time, sure, but also pulpy and real in a way that movies seem to have been forgotten. That's true. That is very true. They just don't. They don't much. It's a cliche, but they don't make movies like that anymore. What are we going for? That's number 4. We're going for number 4. Number 4. What do we got? Ooh, Edge of Tomorrow. I am looking forward to the second one. He's doing another one, right? This movie, I don't think, but I also like. What did he do before this or right after it? He did Oblivion. I really liked Oblivion. I especially liked the theme song by, what was it, M87? The song at the very end. Love that song. Great theme song. But Edge of Tomorrow, number 4, based on Space.com's top 10 sci-fi movies of all time. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, we got some comments. Oh, we got some Jesus comments. Edge of Tomorrow was great. Hey, doggy. we can't. Don't regret not following Christ for all eternity. Hell is truly eternal suffering. Hell is eternal suffering. Hey, wait a sec. Have you seen Event Horizon? Huh? That's okay. That's not a place to put. It's okay if you believe in Jesus and God. We're not even a religious channel. We don't do religion. I doubt you're going to convince anyone here. God is great. He or she could be. I don't know. I never met the guy or never met the entity. Flame Warrior Golden. It's okay. Like, dude, we're good. We're good. Number 3. Can we do number 3? Do I get a drum roll? I don't even have a drum roll. No, I don't have a drum roll. We'll just do this. Oh, Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Terminator 2 Judgment. Space.com says number 3, Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I'm okay with that. Number 3, you know, to make a top 10 list is really hard, right? Because you got to go through a lot of movies. Everyone's list is probably gonna be a little different, right? Everyone. And that is the whole idea behind opinion. A lot of people will agree, yeah, this one should be in the top 10, but what number it lands in, I mean, that's gonna be a, oh, excuse me. Oh, you can already hear the theme music, can't you? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Terminator 2 Judgment Day is arguably the best sci-fi sequel of all time. It is a very good sci-fi sequel. Aliens, I thought was a good sci-fi sequel off of Alien. I'm not sure. Nothing else comes to mind. Set about 10 years after the original Terminator 2, Judgment Day sees the return of Arnie as the T-800, but this time around, he's a reformed Terminator set on the mission to protect John Connor. John Connor. Yeah, I do that. Oh, and number 2, The Matrix. I thought it was going to be number 1. Space.com calls The Matrix. The Matrix, number 2 of all time. You could argue The Matrix is the best sci-fi movie of all time. And again, a lot of people are going to argue that. Some will say, well, no, it's not even top 5. It's, you know, number 8 or what. These are very subjective. Very subjective. Probably most sci-fi fans or, you know, people in this realm of science or whatever you want to call it will probably agree at least most of these movies are at least in the top 20, 25 or something like that. But what's number 1? What's number 1? What's number 1? The number 1 best sci-fi movie of all time, as Space.com says, is Aliens. Oh, Aliens. Wow. Okay, not Alien, but Aliens. Interesting. I thought it was one of the best follow-up movies, sophomore movies of out there. Damn. So James Cameron has 2. He's got 2, right? Yeah. I mean, that's pretty good, James. James got 2 in the top 3 for Space.com. Jeez. It had to be me, much like Cameron's Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Aliens is the other contender to the best sequel ever on the throne, and another rare sequel that is arguably better than the original, though that one's hotly debated. The casting in Aliens, Bill Paxton. I met him a couple of times when I lived in Los Angeles. Fucking great guy. Bill Paxton was such a nice guy. He sat around and talked with my staff for like, oh man, 20 minutes, half hour. And his character in Aliens, a classic, right? Hey Vasquez, you ever get, what was that line? You ever get mistaken for being a man? No, have you? Anyway, the idea, what I don't like if you watched Alien Earth, if you watched the first episode of Alien Earth, the total turnoff for me was when they had the soldiers, and the soldiers looked like they went through, like they were just like, had no training whatsoever. They looked like actors thrown, like having military fatigues thrown on, and hey, look, you're a soldier, walk around. They didn't look or feel or anything like soldiers. Then you have 10-year-old kids that have been put in robot bodies. Typically speaking, you don't cheer for 10-year-old kids unless you're a 10-year-old kid. So many flaws in that TV show. I don't know what they were thinking. As a screenwriter, I would take a look at that and I would have redone the whole thing. But what Aliens did is they did the military thing, right? And the people in there, they went through military training. They acted like a military soldiers. I mean, those guns, those waist guns. Aliens to be, and of course Ripley, one of the best female protagonists out there ever made. You know, we're doing Celine is definitely up there as well, but Sigourney Weaver, yeah, she nailed it. But that is the top 10 based on Space.com's criteria, top 10 sci-fi movies of all time. Well, that's yep. I don't know if you guys agree. There's definitely some movies that I would have had in there. Minority Report was classic. It was a game. It had so much. I mean, it had sci-fi science, but it also had the what do they call those people that read the future, right? And the script was so well written in terms of how everything goes against Tom Cruise's character and how he has to prove himself by the very end. I think that should have been in there, but not a bad list. Not a bad list for Space.com. Let's do the shorts compilation. I hope I don't get copyright struck on this crap. But this stuff is funny. There's also, have you seen some of the what the problem is though, is you go through some of these shorts and you don't know what is AI and what is real. The last thing I want to do is pull up a little shorts video and it's just all AI. It's like, oh wow, look at this robot, it's amazing. And then, you know, you're trying to decide whether it's actually AI or whether it's a real robot. That's a real problem. And then last thing, yeah, I don't want to look like an idiot. And he's like, oh, everything is AI. And it's because it's getting to that point where trying to figure out what's AI and what's not. Like some of those 3i Atlas, we're gonna like pop in and do some of the 3i Atlas, the stupidity, Avi Loeb stupidity. You know what? Avi Loeb has not called me back yet. I did leave a message with Avi Loeb because I put a bet. My side of the bet was that 3i Atlas isn't an alien ship, and then if he wants to take that it is an alien ship, the loser has to eat a little plate of squirrel poop. And I called Harvard. I just try to get a job. I mean, if you're hiring frickin' Avi Loeb, and he's like, seems to me anyone's in for a job at Harvard with that dumbass at the helm. But I digress. My friends. We're gonna have to do more of those alien debunking the alien. Yesterday's show was awesome with those three guys, the Corridor crew. They got a bunch of videos on that we're gonna have to do a lot more of that because I really enjoyed that. I love debunking alien crap. I love debunking all the garbage from Dogman to ancient civilization theories, and some of it has. I don't want to say some of it has some merit, but it is. I mean, basically, they do it for YouTube clicks, right? It's YouTube clicks. Let me pull up the shorts video file. Show file. See, I try and stay organized, and I organize everything by date. Then I have one file that says show files, and I double click, and that is where the file. I got the music still going. Oh man, my apologies. But that circus music is kind of cool though. Not bad. I do have the copyright for it, so I can play it all I want, you know. Video file. Oh, you know what? There's another thing. So oh my God, guys. Okay, there's a bridge in Africa. This basically shows the corruption in Africa. Have you seen this video? The African bridge collapse? Yeah. So there's a bridge in Africa. There was supposed to be, I think, $2.2 million allotted to build this thing. And it was the president's construction company that got the contract to build it. This is like corruption in Africa. Nothing against the people of Africa or anything like that. I'm not a mean guy, but this is the bridge they built for $2.2 million on the day of its inauguration. No, no. One more time. Let's do one more time. I mean, hopefully no one was hurt, right? It's the day they're opening up the 2.2 million. This is ingenuity at its best, my friends. I hope, as long as no one was hurt, please, right? Make sure no one's hurt. That's all I. That's all I ask. As long as no one's hurt, I'm good. I'm good with that. But that is. Oh man, I guess what it shows is the freaking amount of corruption. Like Africa is. Do you guys know the most expensive policing action ever in the history of the world? Do you know what that is? The most expensive policing action in the history of the world. You will not. You will be surprised, and I invite everyone to Google it. I was shocked. So the British outlawed slavery long before most countries did. They did a naval blockade, the likes of which has never been seen. And that policing action that lasted, I think, 80 years or 100 years was the most expensive, trying to stop the slave trade from, all over the world. The British had the most expensive policing action, relative speaking, based on inflation and everything like that, in the history of the world. I didn't know that. I saw that. I think it was a Wikipedia thing I read or something like that. It was in a qualified place where I read that. So that's yeah. So here's the shorts compilation. Let me set this up here. So some of these shorts. No, I every once in a while I got to jump in and talk because that's just how copyright works, right? So, but some of this stuff is promotional. But so have you seen all the unicycles that they go? Like some of this stuff is crazy. Why is it not for sale? And why do I not have one? That's all I want to know. But so here's one. Look at this. Look at this. How do you know? Did I have one of those? We know this guy. We know who is this guy? Who is this handsome devil? Hey, little Elon. Do I put the circus music on for this one? I don't even know. So this unicycle is pretty amazing. Look at it. He sits on it. Look how stable it is. See ya. Bye, Elon. Bye-bye. Oh! I actually had to watch this video. I got to set up my screen. I had to watch this video to make sure this wasn't AI. I'm pretty sure it's not, and I fucking want one of these. I want one of these so bad. I wonder if is that the best way to set up this screen? I know the... But anyway, look at that. Do you give me one? It's not AI, right?
So what are you doing?
This is how you eat ketchup.
You're shaking a bottle of ketchup.
We're gonna eat ketchup and zero cheese.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
You gotta swear.
Okay, hold on. This is ketchup in space. Can I rewind this a little bit? So I'm like a little dog. I get distracted easily. This is ketchup in space.
You're shaking a bottle of ketchup.
We're gonna eat ketchup and zero cheese.
Fun with ketchup in space.
You gotta squirt it out.
There's some technologies. Like this is some of the stuff that. Okay, wait a sec. Is this real? So this guy has no hair, right? But he puts it. This has to be real, right?
Are you seeing this? I have hair.
I mean, that like you see this stuff, you're like, what is that really? That's real?
Crazy. That is insane. Oh my God. Are you seeing this? I have hair. It's perfect. Spin around. Crazy.
I mean, that could make a lot of money. Did I? No. Okay. Let's just keep it. So yeah. So the next one. What's the next one? So yeah. That, I mean, this. I think this is in Dubai. A lot of the hair ones are in Dubai for some reason. Oh, could you? Oh, on heights is not one of my things I'm very good with. I could not do this. Could not do this. No, that doesn't. No way. Nope. 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 I don't. Oh, actually, I stopped it just before. Could you guys do that? I couldn't do that. There's no way. If there's one thing that I'm just terrible with is heights. I'm not. What's the phobia called for heights? I forgot what it's called. But I don't have a phobia, but like sometimes, you know, when you're just sitting watching TV or doing something, you're eating, and all of a sudden you think of standing on the edge of a building. Yeah, I don't like it. Like, it's not one of my best things. Here's another one. Like, look another unit. Like, what are these? All these unicycles. Why are they not in the market? Look at Elon. How many of these does Elon have? Damn. That rocks ass. Oh, okay. This really isn't one that deals with science, but it does deal. This young lady has one job to perform. Just one job. Just one job. That's it. That's all she had to do was hold it up. That wasn't staged. I mean, oh, dude, I don't know how bad his thumbs were, but that. Are you okay, honey?
Loop in the synthetic quad optimizes for stabilization.
Accessing discomfort protocols. Please remove your hand.
Like, that's a real robot, right? Some of these robots, they're so like so they got a discomfort protocol. I mean, first off, if I buy a robot and I buy a robot and she's my girlfriend, there will be no discomfort protocol, right? I will have the discomfort protocol. I bought this thing. I want the discomfort protocol if I bought it. If I bought the robot, I don't want the
feedback loop in the synthetic quad optimizes for stabilization.
Accessing discomfort protocols. Please remove your hand.
Apologies, optimizing stability.
Oh, this is so funny. So there's these carpets that look like holes, and dogs get totally freaked out about it. There's a few videos, shorts on this. That's fucking awesome.
What's up, guys? We got our Tesla bot here.
Dogs are just amazing, aren't they? Is that even worth a second watch? Look at them. Dogs are just genuine. They're totally genuine. So this robot, they're showing how this robot can juggle. It can juggle these balls based on what the person is, and it mimics what the person is doing. Now, juggling is pretty intense coordination.
We got our Tesla bot here. I'm wearing our motion capture suit. So as you can see, all its actions are doing what I'm doing. And we're gonna really put it through its paces and test its precision by juggling some tennis balls. So you ready?
The robot is doing exactly what he's doing. It is pretty cool.
Sure, give me a fourth.
Watch it.
I mean, that's pretty cool. This thing too. Why do I not have one of these? Why? I mean, can they give me one and I'll do a review on it? Is that how it works? Can you just ship one to me? Some of this stuff is OMG. Guys, I gotta see that again. I would love to know how much energy it takes. Gas, like I'm sure it's electrical power. That is awesome. This is a fighting robot. Now, I was a kickboxer for 8 years, so I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good with the, the hands and the feet. And the balance of these robots, I've seen some robot fights, and the balance of these robots is truly amazing. Spinning on one foot is hard enough for a human being, let alone a robot. I mean, there's got to be some incredible software, gyroscope, positioning. I think this is another one from Dubai. And you see this stuff and you're like, are you serious? This stuff is real? I mean, I could see North American girls just going crazy for this stuff.
No way, it's so smooth. Wow.
There's another one. I mean, some of this stuff I think, am I being punked? Like, I'm pretty good with AI, knowing what's AI and what's not AI. But that looks like, again, that's Dubai. It looks like the background is Dubai. And all this hair stuff is from Dubai.
No way, it's so
And so it goes from this.
no way, it's so smooth. Wow.
Is that real? I think it is. I mean, if I didn't think it was real, obviously I wouldn't show it. There was no point to showing just AI stuff. Oh shoot. I watched the clothing to make sure that the clothing was consistent with the movements through the entire video. And it was. Like, there's nothing fun. So it's got to be real. Like, but just putting your head in there thinking, okay, am I safe in here? So now we're back in space, and this is honey. This is honey in space. Everything is cool in space. Everything. It's like taffy. Taffy? Caramel? It's honey. This is honey. Fun with space. That's one of the reasons we will never make it to Mars. Because honey ain't just acting right. Honey's not acting right. Was that the last one? Canada space agent. Canada has a space agency? Oh, dogs. Dogs are so funny, right? How funny. How much do we love dogs? I freaking love dogs. But this is dogs and their reactions to robots. Come here, doggy. I mean, how many neurons do dogs have? They have some. Okay, so this was kind of interesting. This is a guy. This is, I think, a Chinese product. He take a side cut of a toilet, and he's plugging the toilet, and then he's gonna really plug this thing. Like, this thing is freaking plugged. And basically, when people make these inventions, they use the laws of physics, right? They use, yeah, I don't think a plunger was gonna get that out. And if you hear the video, the guy's like, he's huffing and puffing, by the way, by the time this thing is halfway through. I didn't even know that thing exists. Now, granted, when he's using these things, because it's a flat side, he's not getting a real suction around it. So it's not 100%, when you use the plunger, under the idea that it covers the whole round This is a... But I don't think a plunger could get that. But he must have a solution. This is science at its best. And I think here he's saying, oh yeah, it fits all types of toilets. Big poop toilets and little poop toilets. And he puts it in and... And it works. And of course, the reason it works is it just creates a completely sealed area, and it doesn't require as much air to be pumped into it, and it just pushes right out. I mean, the physics aren't terribly impressive, and nor is it 100% fair illustration, because if you use a plunger, it should wrap around the entire thing. But a plunger would not have granted. I don't think it would have. Oh, oops, oopsie. Robot fails. This is some of the best robot fails out there. Oh, jeez. What? So these things are all over I think they're all over in a lot of cities now. These food delivery bins in Los Angeles, they're everywhere. I just moved away from Los Angeles, and they're very nice. If they get stuck and you help them move, and they go, thank you very much. I think they actually, they're very cordial robots. But this one looks like it doesn't make it to it doesn't make it to its justice. Oh, it does make it. Guys, we are gonna be what the fuck did I just see? What was that? A okay. Kickboxing robots. Oh man. When robots become part of our lives, I'm sure that we will all see this. But they're dangerous, right? I mean, it takes a little bit of momentum. You got solid metal, a little bit of momentum. This is very interesting. This is a guy, look, a street performer. And of course, it's some sort of apparatus stuck up his arm that wraps around his shoulder or his chest or whatnot. But anyway, that is stupid robot shorts right there. There you go. I had to, like I say, I had to put that together. The one bit that I had a copyright thing 45 minutes before I'm going on air, so I had to take that down and had to say, okay, I'll just put it into Premiere Pro and whipped it together. But that is, I'll do more of those. There's a lot of interesting shorts out there that are humorous or like science stuff. Some of those unicycles. I mean, the unicycles are absolutely amazing. The technology to stabilize them. I don't know how much they are. I don't even know if they've been commercialized yet. But it looks like Elon's got a couple of them. So, guys, so it is Underworld week here at the Godless Universe. Every day this week we are doing one of the Underworld movies. Yesterday we did Underworld 2003. Today we're doing Underworld Evolution 2006, the follow-up to the 2003 movie. And so basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to play the I'm going to play the trailer. And being a screenwriter, and also on my other channel, Poprageous, I do movie reviews and things like that. But I really approach things from more of I don't want to say technical side, but being a screenwriter and being in the production, film, movies, and you sort of understand a lot more than, let's say, people who are giving their emotional opinions on movies. And let's face it, there's too many fucking people doing movie this and entertainment that on YouTube that really have no freaking idea what they're talking about. People are entertaining, like actually, well, that's the you know, whether you like him or not, the nerdrotic guy, Gary, is that it? Gary, I think he knows his shit. Like he knows his comic book stuff. He knows his lore, well, way more than I do. And there's guys like Critical Drinker, take him or leave him. He's he's not a great critic. The movie he made was the one way to truly prove you don't know what the frick you're doing is to make a movie yourself, and it turns out to be like a D- piece of crap. That's you know what? If you're a critic, stay a critic. Just don't go make movies if you don't know how to make a movie, or you don't know how to write a script, or you don't like. Just stay out of it. Stay out of the game. But anyway, so Underworld 2006 Evolution. Let me remove this. Remove from studio. Remove from studio. This was a movie. Oh, hold on a sec. There's no. Oh, you know what? There's no. I didn't. For some reason, the audio did not. That's okay. I'll go and I'll pull up the trailer. YouTube. Oops, YouTube trailer. YouTube Evolution 2006 trailer. There she is. Kate Beckinsale. Let me fix this. Go like that. So I gotta, yeah, I screwed up. I did. Let's move that over here. Move that there. Share screen. Underworld Evolution. Share. There we go. All right. So I had to do it a little bit of a different way because for some reason when I downloaded it, I did not have the audio on the trailer. Make sure the volume is okay.
Some history is based on truth.
So the first thing, right off the bat, so at the end of the 2003, Celine just killed Victor, and Marcus was about to awaken. And what this movie does so well, and I'm so amazed at how well they have maintained the world building, the tone. They've also maintained the color feel, the color palette, and this opening scene is so well done. Like it's such a convincing. What was the budget? You know, I didn't even check what the budget was. Underworld Evolution budget 45 million, 50 million. So it actually did lose money. Now this movie was not as good as the first one, and there's very specific reasons why.
Some on lies.
But the costumes and the sets were done remarkably well. Like very well. So there's this.
The war between vampire and lichen has raged for centuries.
This is in 1202. This is sort of the basically when Victor, just before Victor becomes a vampire, and
I was a loyal soldier in that battle, but I was betrayed, and now my own kind have turned against me. Yet I alone hold the key to saving our future.
And so it starts out, it's a movie that, the real problem with this movie is it's linear. So you have screenplays or movies that kind of like move, they go back and forth, they revisit a certain set for a reason, for a mystery or whatnot. This movie is linear. And the decisions that the characters make, the plot moves the characters forward. The characters' decisions do not move the story forward. And it's a problem that permeates itself through the entire movie. You don't want the plot making the decisions for the character, because if the plot is driving the characters to the next set, to the next scene, to the next scene, it becomes very boring. And that is what this movie does. And it's linear. It just goes from here to here to here. And when they get to a certain place, they might explain it. Then they go to here, they explain it. And then they go here. And it becomes, and the protagonists are just basically following the antagonists. It doesn't work well.
A powerful immortal has returned.
Marcus. He is the one. The first true vampire.
He was exiled over 300 years ago.
I also think that they showed Marcus. They should have just showed him and put him in sort of that bat vampire suit as a payoff. As like but he was half the movie. He was sort of in that evil form, and it should have been more set up like a payoff as opposed to being something that, yes, there were scenes where he had to fly, but he was a very good actor.
What makes you think we're going to find him now?
And the casting
I
for
was
these
the one who
movies
exiled him.
Vowing to release an
are very good.
unimaginable evil.
There is only one way to defeat.
Another problem I had with Evolution is this actor. He's a great actor. I forgot what his name is. I would not have made Corvinus a docile good guy, or I would have only showed him once or twice, and that his people, you would only sort of hear him over the phone, or and you wouldn't even hear him. You would just hear the response back from, and I would have made him an absolute kick-ass destroyer. And instead of him dying, I would have made Corvinus a character that he's so powerful that he almost doesn't care. Instead of him dying I thought that really hurt the movie. But I would have made him uber powerful, and he's to that point where my sons let my sons figure it out. They'll let them do what they want. Kind of, he's indifferent. You could have used that character in a number of different ways going forward, but the way they had Alexander Corvinus, I thought it was terrible. I didn't like it. It was terrible. It was a character if Marcus is as powerful as he is, then his father would be. We have expectations, and then it's like what? It's not a payoff. It's an absolute letdown, right? He should have had a lieutenant that fronted Corvinus most of the time, and then when we get to see him, it's a freaking payoff. Maybe Marcus tries to kill him, and there's no way you kill this guy, right? This is so to me that was a total letdown. I want to see Corvinus, man. Give me the motherfucking best. That's what I would have done.
Meet him. Find the girl. Bring her to me.
Now, only one stands between their eyes
You know the devastation you caused before he was captured.
and the destruction.
The special effects were good for the most part, especially for a movie from 2006. And again, there are so many bullets that are shot. None of them hit their mark. It's frustrating. Do you guys find it frustrating? Because I do. You've got all of these bullets shooting. None of them hit their mark. But then also, Celine gets imbued because she drinks Alexander Corvinus's blood. And then she's supposed to become uber powerful. And she does. Her strength is increased and a couple other things, but she's still using guns. Didn't we already discover that Marcus seems to be fairly, you could shoot him a lot of times, it doesn't seem to affect him. But if she drank Corvinus's blood, she should have been a little bit more powerful, strength, fighting, all that kind, So it kind of was a little bit of a letdown too, because I thought, okay, so we're not going to see Alexander Corvinus as a big, powerful, kick-ass vampire. Then, well, maybe we'll see it in Celine. Well, we didn't either. It was a letdown. No payoff. It was like, we got this most powerful vampire that started the entire species. And it's a whimper. That was one of the main problems. The fact that the script and the story was linear and that the characters were not making the decisions. The plot was making the decisions for them. Also, Michael, I would have wanted to have seen Michael sacrifice himself in this movie to save Celine and the baby. That would have been a perfect ending. Made him come across as, noble, right? One of the worst character endings was Glenn from The Walking Dead, right? He was such a beloved character. You don't kill a character like that. You let that character die saving his wife and child. If you're going to kill him, take him off the show, and he did die in the comics. You got to make him a hero. Make him die saving the entire, group or something. Saving his wife and child is probably the way you'd want to do it, right? These are such basic screenwriting mistakes that these people make. And like I say, Evolution had a few significant problems. And one of them, like I say, Corvinus not having that payoff of seeing the power that he would have, if Victor was so powerful and Marcus was so powerful, I want to see the dad. It's like, oh, Jesus, like a puppy dog, like meow.
Destruction of all mankind.
Soon you'll be drowning in lichens. Not lichens, or vampires.
The guy that played Marcus was awesome. What was his name? Do we have it? I should have got the IMDb set up. But he did. It was fantastic.
A new race. Created in the image of their maker.
The acting was good. The problem is in the story.
No match for him.
It's all in the story.
We're gonna have to work on that.
And this one, because vampires are sexy, right? That's the whole idea behind vampires. There is, and of course, we do have some sexy scenes in the what is the?
What's wrong with being sexy? I mean, there's no sexist.
Yes, no, that's not sexist. No, so it's so there's definitely some sexy scenes. Actually, there is a sex scene. I'm not one for sex scenes in movies. I'm not. I don't care for them. I don't know about you guys. Nothing that but there was some of that in here. So yeah, that was. It's a good trailer. It's a good movie. You can see the tone. They kept the tone. They kept that color. It's like the color palette is done so well. It's like they start with a black and white, and then they add some hues of blue. They add some no prime colors, just very sort of droll and sort of. It's like just something that adds to the black and white. So the world building is very good. But again, all of the problems, I wish, sometimes I wish that as a screenwriter that I could, give my 2 cents in and say, look, guys, here's where your script is linear. Your story is linear. And every decision your character makes is based on the plot deciding for them. That's not good screenwriting. Sometimes it works, right? Or the antagonist making all the decisions for the protagonist. Sometimes that works. A great example is Terminator. Why does it work in the Terminator? Because it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, and really, the antagonist is kind of the protagonist, right? Arnie is kind of the protagonist. But it worked because it was a threatening thing. It was an unstoppable machine. It was something that had to be that way because you can't stop the Terminator. So the Terminator dictated, but it put the protagonists in such terrifying positions situations that you think, well, they can't get out of it. There's no, how are they going to get out of this one? This thing is unstoppable. So it can work. But with Evolution, again, we were looking for a Corvinus payoff, the father of the vampires. And it's like, what? You kidding me? And then he just dies. And it's like, here, Celine, have my power. It's like, okay, now we're going to see some serious fun. You know, now Celine is like uber powerful. No, she still uses the guns. Like, there, like I say, there's 3 or 4 things in there that we're all story based. Typically speaking, linear stories that go from this to this to this to this, and it's very blocky. It's basically just Lego blocks set one in front of the other. And when I write a screenplay, you read it and you have to make sure that there's some twists, some mysteries that's happening. That in the first movie, there's all these characters that are changing allegiances because certain information is dropped at certain times and they're going between locations and sets. And in the first movie, Celine was making the decisions. She was the rebel. She was the one that was taking things into her own hands, making the decisions, driving the plot. This is very important stuff when it comes to screenwriting and a great movie. Yeah, is it a good, what would so I think IMDb, I might as well punch it up on IMDb. IMDb Underworld Evolution. I think it was 6.7. Where is it? Oh, jeez. Come on. There it is, 6.7. Yeah, 6.7 is probably pretty fair. 6 to 6.5. But, the costumes were good. The characters were good. The acting was good. The color palettes were good. So, all the problems were story-based, script-based. All the problems with this movie. I just would have liked to have seen a kick-ass Alexander Corvinus. We should have seen him once or twice, and he should have been holy fuck kind of a guy. And when Celine got his powers, or if that's the way the story was going to went, it should have been a little bit. You could have imbued her with superpower. She just drank the blood of the first vampire. Drop the guns and just start whooping ass. But it didn't really change her much. She stopped Marcus's hands a couple of times, but she still used the guns. I thought you just drank Corvinus's blood, man. What am I missing here? So there are so many payoffs that we wanted to see that we never got. That's the problem with the movie. It's still a good watch, guys. They don't make movies like this anymore. They make movies like Fantastic Four for us. Yeah, Fantastic Four. I think that, wonder what, I always like, the user reviews always tend to be very interesting. 6 out of 10. If you like the first one, you'll likely enjoy this one. Yeah, you'll likely enjoy it. You won't love it. A superb sequel for fans. Others should avoid. Yeah, if you don't like vampires and werewolves. But if you like fantasy, medieval, sci-fi, this is a great sci-fi. Fantasy, type Underworld, 7 out of 10. Again, the eternal fight between vampires and werewolves in this second entry. This 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Oh, 7 out of 10. Seems to be fairly 7 out of 10. 8 out of 10. That's pretty strong. 46 people found it helpful. Only 17. So people aren't arguing. 6 out of 10. 4 out of 10. First one better. Fast, pointless ending. Yep. The ending was... would have done it better. Would have done it. I don't know, better. I would, in my way, I think it would have been better. 1 out of 10. The movie was extremely lame. If you're not a vampire fan, and if you're not an Underworld fan or don't understand the lore, that could very well be. 7 out of 10. This is for the simple-minded. I gotta see. What? One of the most boring movies I have ever seen. This movie here is not worth seeing unless your IQ is under 80. Well, why'd you give it 7 out of 10? Ridiculous script. Yeah, that's everything with this thing is script, is screenplay driven. Poor acting. I don't know. The characters didn't have great dialogue compared to the first one. So I think they did okay with what they were given. A bad script and bad dialogue will make bad actors. And all of these actors proved that the guy that played Marcus was good. Fuck, he fit the role. He did. So 6 out of 10, more gore, less creativity than the original. Yeah. Yep. That's a good way of explaining it. More gore, less creativity. Okay sequel. Yeah. That basically, you know, most of the times the fans will get it right. 1 out of 10, problems with Underworld Evolution. I always like to see what people that don't like it say. Because this is opinion, right? You don't want to... It's not that you can't argue opinion, but they're right to have their opinion. The first film was like bread. This one's plain crap and half of it makes no sense. Michael dies halfway through and just because he's a hybrid resurrect. Well, but they did state that he was something very different, right? They used it to create tension, and it probably was. If I would have liked to have seen Michael die again, just like Glenn in Walking Dead, heroically. Let Michael die heroically. But how do you? Okay, Celine drank Corvinus's blood, so theoretically speaking, she should be taking on both Marcus and William, right? Both the werewolf and the both two brothers. Look, no screenplay is perfect. It's impossible. If a screenplay mimicked real life, we wouldn't go see the movies, right? That's the reality. So 9 out of 10, 6 out of 1 out of 10, a big disappointment for a fan of the first movie. Well, 1 out of 10. Yeah, the plot is, first of all, it's not that it's rushed. It's linear. It goes from this to that, and this happens. Then the characters have to go here because the plot says. Then they have to go here because the plot says. Then they have to go here because the plot says. They're not making the decisions. Protagonists should make a decision, or they should be confronted with decisions that the antagonist inflicts on them. You want the antagonist, but the protagonist and the antagonist didn't really have a huge beef with each other until the very end. It was, yeah. Anyway, that is. Let me move this over there. Oh, come on, man, work with me. That is Evolution's Underworld. That's my take on it. Could have been better. I like I said, I would have had Corvinus in the background. We don't hear his voice. We just hear his lieutenant talking to him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then when he shows up, he's like, holy fuck. Like, no one's touching this motherfucker. And why does he not take a side? Because he doesn't have to. He's literally that powerful, right? He's of that ilk that he says, I'll let my sons take care of their own business. And he kind of puts Celine in her place, and now she has to go. And maybe Michael should have died by then. Now Celine has to go fight the two brothers by herself. Those are the stakes we want at the fucking end. We want stakes where the protagonist is up against the worst odds. And we don't need to see guns the whole freaking third act. Stop the guns. They're not working. They're not hitting. Like, oh, please, stop with the guns. Let Celine think and fight her way. We don't need props like a helicopter to make Celine win. She drank Corvinus's blood. We don't need the helicopter prop. We don't. We need Celine becoming the hero like she was in the first one. So these are, to me, I as a screenwriter, I look at these movies and I think, guys, what were you thinking? Like, these are fairly simple mechanics. And but anyway, that's I could go on. I could talk for long. Tomorrow we're doing the next Underworld. I forgot what the next one is. It's Underworld week, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then maybe we'll start getting into some Christmas stuff. And more aliens are coming. We're gonna do more aliens. I think tomorrow I'm gonna try and do the Kessler effect. I had a copyright thing on one of the things I wanted to do today, so I'll see if that works its way through. And more alien stuff coming up. Aliens. I don't believe in aliens. I don't. I know there's a lot of people that do. And I definitely want to hear from the people that believe. But we're going to see more from the Corridor crew and more from a bunch of other things that present the evidence and then debunk it. It's easy to debunk. It's not that hard. So, guys, that is our show for today. On Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. I will see you tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. Wednesday, December 3rd will be the time and the place. And I hope that you have a wonderful evening. Cheers.
Children, let's take our seats.
Yeah, baby.
We'll do it live. F*** it.